Well, George, when he was very young, was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And while we tried to get him help, professional help, he eventually just one day left and walked off. By trying to get him some help, even though we tried to get him help, he just stayed on the streets. And he was more comfortable with the streets than he was living in a home someplace.
We did get in touch with a social worker. She did finally told him that if he got a disability and went to see a doctor, that he could, get some money and get into a housing. So he did that for probably about 4 years. He was in like a rooming house. Wasn't great, but it was better than being out on the street. We literally found him in our neighborhood one day when we were just driving around during COVID. We had gone to the grocery store and he was just sitting there with all of his stuff. So that's how we found out he was back out on the street.
You have to keep at it and trying. It took a while for us to get George the help that he needed. We had to talk to our elected officials. We had to talk to different departments.
For every individual that's out there, there's probably a family that's trying to help them. And I don't think people really understand that.
I've taken George into different places when I found them and when I have found them, and then all of a sudden you find out they release them right away. They'll release them miles away from where they live and tell them that they have to get back to where they're going. And you see these, and you wonder how many miles this kid walked without getting the help that he needed. And it's told, and that's how they felt about it. Organizations like yours are ones that deal with these people that are kind of, they're out there, but they're not out there. The people see them, but they walk around them and they don't care.
We were really lucky in a way that he was living in our neighborhood. And now we find out so many people helped him. But we could reach out to you and say, hey, have you seen him?
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen him for 3 or 4 days. So you, along with several other people in our neighborhood, would say, hey, I saw George on this street, or I saw him over here. And that was always a relief.
I'm just glad that you're doing what you're doing. I hope you keep doing it. It's a need out there. Unfortunately, there is a need out there, and maybe these people who are homeless see that maybe they'll be able to get better knowing that someone's out there who cares.